Good morning, good morning, good morning, afternoon or evening or nighttime, wherever you're located on planet Earth. It's time for pre-market PulseScan with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWave on this beautiful February the 25th, Tuesday, 2020. Or how Barbara Walters and them used to say it, 2020. That used to be the show back in the 90s. All right, so yesterday was a Black Monday event. Black Monday events are pretty rare. Normally, Mondays are very quiet, very calm, almost lifeless because people are still hungover from the weekend. But not yesterday. No. COVID-19 had people bugging and running toward the exits. I don't believe that was a real move. I think it was a delayed knee-jerk reaction. And I think that the markets want to go back up. So yesterday provided a nice buying opportunity, I believe, for people to get in the market. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. We're going to take a look at some charts. We're going to break it down into segments this time that hopefully make things a little bit easier. All right, so I think that's what we're going to do. I want to do something a little bit different. But first things first, I think what we're going to try to do things a little, just like I said, a little different. I want to go ahead and we're going to do the overnight market first. Then we'll break into, the news for the day, and then we'll look at some charts. Okay, is that all right? Is that all right? Okay, here we go. Oh, we got a question already. What's up, George? No dead cat bounce. That's tough to say. I don't want to be too dogmatic, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna put it to you like this. So far, just looking at how mute the overnight markets have been, it's looking like whatever pop we just got was some profit taking, and that we could put another leg down today. But it's turnaround Tuesday, and normally turnaround Tuesdays are they're like take back Fridays. You can almost set your watch by it. So I don't know, man. I guess we're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see what the charts have to say, what the charts have to tell us. All right, so first things first, like I said, let's get into the overnight market data first. Then we'll look at what's going on in our world. So first things first, we got the Dow up 112 points now. It was up like 220 right before I went to bed last night, up over 200. So it's giving back half of that already. Right now, the Dow is at 28,078. The NASDAQ 100 is up 62 and a quarter points at 9153 and a quarter. E-mini S&P 500 is up 11 and a half at 3237 and three quarters. Russell is up 5.6 points at 1330.30. Bitcoin is down 30 bucks at 95.70. Nat gas is up 2 cents at 185. Oil off 15 cents at $51.30 a barrel. The long bond is up 10/30 seconds at 167. Gold is down $22.30 at $1,654.40 an ounce. Silver is off 50 cents. Ouch. At $18.37 an ounce. US dollar has also pulled back down 6 pips at 99.29. And the euro is off 4 pips at 108.53. Pound sterling is up 52 pips at 129.73. Beans are now up $3 and a quarter at 877.50. And corn is up 2 at 374 and a quarter. So that's the overnight markets as far as 2-bar Charlie setups for the day to prove if we're going to have a turnaround Tuesday. Let's scan and see what we got. So far, we got nada, Nope, nothing there. Nope. And nope. Nope. And nope. Still nothing. And nothing. And nothing. Nope. And nope. So no two-bar Charlie setups to talk about today, this morning. But that's all right, though. We still have our marching orders because we have our PulseWave reports. So with those price trigger reports, man, you already got what you need. All right, now let's skippity over to the news so you see what's going on here. All right, so interesting. All right, big tech stocks lost more than $200 billion in market value in a day from the COVID-19. Apple, Google parent Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, and Facebook all saw their stocks tumble at least 4% on Monday as investors braced for COVID-19 to escalate into a global pandemic. Let's see here. Warren Buffett says he would vote for Mike Bloomberg over Bernie Sanders, but doubts his endorsement would help the billionaire. I don't think another billionaire supporting him would be the best thing to announce, the famed investor said. Well, of course, Mike Bloomberg is a billionaire businessman. Of course, business people are going to support other business people. And I have to admit, having someone in there who's not a businessman, who hasn't employed people, who hasn't built, stuff from the ground up, who hasn't built a product or service that people want and demand, doesn't know the first thing about running a country, in my opinion, because there's something about the entrepreneurial spirit. You take, managed risks, and you know what it takes to succeed. I don't know if the average Democrat has those credentials. They've proven themselves not to even know basic math, and they've proven to not understand finance, accounting, or banking. Now, I'm not saying every Democrat is a non-entrepreneur. I'm not saying every Democrat is ignorant of finance and economics. I'm just saying that the most of them are. How about that? Facebook has been investigating suspicious pro-Sanders content, but hasn't found any evidence is inauthentic. Officials have told Sanders that his campaign may be benefiting from Russian interference, and President Donald Trump has called for Democrats to investigate. Okay, so this one's a good one. This is a good one because if you recall, President Trump was being, blamed and accused of being in bed with Russians. Okay. But the evidence, when investigated, proved that it was the Democrats that were dealing with the Russians. But no one investigated that. So that's why he's sounding those trumpets again, saying, why don't you investigate that? Because Sanders is looking like he has Russian friends helping him out. Why don't y'all look into that? And, it's falling on deaf ears. I know I've addressed this before, folks. All right. And when it comes to our financial markets, always understand a couple of things. It's an unwritten word. It's an unwritten rule that the U.S. financial markets are the smartest markets in the world. Now, let me explain what that means and why that's something that's being said. Normally, when huge amounts of money are on the line, those organizations and institutions with said monies on the line have been known to employ some rather sophisticated and unconventional methods when it comes to doing market research, sparing no expense. So it was once viewed, and this is especially during not the 9/11 situation. It was so much in the know that those that were in the know were pushing for a futures contract to help fight terrorism and to find Osama bin Laden. But it didn't go anywhere. It got a little bit of traction, media coverage, the whole nine, but then it died, just like suddenly just died. The reason for that is because they know that the power of the intelligence apparatus behind this money, these money flows, they knew they would figure out what was really going on, and they didn't want that. Okay. Sort of like Q now. All right. If you believe and follow the Q things, then you're looking at that. Remember Julian Assange and all these other things, all right, and networks and various websites on the internet and the dark web and the deep web and the webby web, all right? They know that the quote unquote smart money knows what's going on, all right? So for them to say that Russia is interfering, to me, not only is it misleading and sad and desperate, but it's also an embarrassment to the American institution. Because you are willing to use a scorched earth method. You're willing to claim total incompetence so that you can get your way. And you don't care if you embarrass the American apparatus and hurt people involved in it, because that's basically what you're doing. What you're claiming is that American infrastructure and internet and government websites and all this other stuff is so whack and so vulnerable that any outside country or entity can hack and do whatever they want. Then you went further and said that these entities are so sophisticated that they can literally control an entire election. So you're saying that our electoral process is so Stone Age, so ineffective, inefficient, and incompetent. You're saying the people that even run it are incompetent, but yet you keep using the same apparatuses? You keep using the same polling companies, and you keep using those same machines? Something doesn't sound right about that. And then you expect people to believe you, and then you expect people to trust that you have character and integrity when you push these concocted conspiracies that make absolutely no sense. There's not a shred of truth in it, or even evidence for that matter. That's terrible. And this country has a history in claiming incompetence, but yet no one gets punished or held accountable for said incompetences. During 9/11, the US government claimed not only ignorance, but also incompetence. Ignorance, I didn't know no one could have known that was going to happen, and incompetence to stop and prevent it. And you've been doing it ever since. America's been doing it ever since. You blame the Russians for this. You blame Iran for that. You blame this Ayatollah for that. You blame this dictator for that. Everything is blaming someone else, but never pointing the camera and taking a selfie. America needs a selfie. And I think that the American people need to be shaken so that they can wake up and stop putting crooks, criminals, and thieves in power. Stop voting these people into office. That's the only, people always talk about change this and change that, and the people are fighting back. No, you're not, because when you go to your ballot box, you're doing the same thing. The incumbents keep winning, and your districts are in shambles. You still have poisonous water flowing out of Flint, Michigan. But the same people are in power and in office. Look at every Democratic district. They're jacked up, especially in the inner cities. They're jacked up. And yet you still vote the people right back in office again. It is just a travesty. So yeah, here they go again, blaming the Russians and all this other stuff, saying that everything is just totally incompetent. America is incompetent. We can't protect our borders. We can't protect our infrastructure. We can't protect our tech companies. We can't do nothing. We're just a butt naked lady that is caught, locked up, in D block in a maximum security prison full of terrible men. That's basically what you're saying. Vulnerable, can't do nothing. You're a sheep caught in a lion's den. Really? Okay. So people are just gonna eat it up. So I'll move on because they're gonna believe it. I already know it. Washington pledges $1 billion for COVID-19 vaccine as pandemic risks grow. The White House is seeking a total of $2.5 billion from Congress to develop a vaccine, invest in therapeutics, and stockpile masks. See, once again, believing that the American people are stupid. Now, one of our listeners posted the U.S. patent for the coronavirus vaccines and all that was done years in advance. So now you're saying that you want to raise billions of dollars so that you can create a vaccine? Really? Really? So we're to believe that you can't protect your elections from foreign interference, but you can create a vaccine, though, if you had $2.5 billion. Really? How many trillions of dollars have you taken for cancer research over the last 50 years and still there's no cure for cancer? Again, see, they're really disrespecting the American people now. They're calling the American people stupid, dumb, lazy, lethargic, and the American people are saying, "Yep, sure is." People got to stand up and fight this nonsense. Speak out, march, carry a picket sign, do something. Trump says stock markets will crash if he loses election. He's right. If I don't win, you're going to see a crash like you've never seen before, the president said in India this week. Now, he's right about that. That is a fact with truth behind it. For those that don't know or unaware, let me break it down for you. Okay, so fact. During the 2016 presidential election, when it looked like President Trump wasn't going to win, the stock market fell apart worse than it did yesterday. A lot worse. We thought we were going to see a Dow negative 2,000, and it was on its way. The British pound was already down 2,000 or 3,000 points by itself. Okay, it was carnage. It was price action like I had never seen. It was just total panic. The powers that be were moving and shifting money around like crazy. All right, everything was red on the screen. Everything was crashing. And I said, watch you guys, it's going to be an insane V-shaped recovery tonight, not tomorrow, but tonight. Back then I said it. And I said, so if you are short, you better take your profits now and or get out of the market or get ready to get long and buy, because this thing is about to come back like a rubber band once it's known that he's going to win the election. And as soon as I said that, moments after that, when they reported that Trump was winning, market sprang back into action and finished and closed positive after falling over 1,000 points. I think it was like 1,200, 1,300 points It was some big number. It was ridiculous. And then the market comes right back. So those are the facts. And then that was the truth behind that. So that's not just something that he's saying, trying to spook people. He's telling you the truth. If it's looking like he's not going to win, the stock market will crash. All right. And those are facts backed by historical precedent. It happened before. So he's letting you know that it is going to happen again, except for this time the market won't get back up. It will keep falling if he loses the election. He's telling you the truth for many reasons, because see, they want to tax the rich into oblivion. All right. When they're talking about this democratic socialism, there's no such thing. I don't care what prefix you put on the word socialism. It still ends in grief for the masses. It still ends in the killing of the mom and pop. It ends with governmental tyranny. Look at socialism throughout its history and look at the results. That's all you have to do. It doesn't take a lot of work. And you'll see the effects of socialism. Now, and then here's the arrogance that Bernie Sanders has. He'll say, well, they were doing it wrong. I'm talking about democratic socialism. So you're smarter than every dictator, every king, queen, democratic country that ever practiced socialism in the history of mankind. Now that is the height of arrogance. They were doing it wrong. Is that so? Then tell us, please explain to us how you would do it differently. And also, please explain to us where the money's coming from. The money's coming from you guys. They will tax you into oblivion. The rich will be taxed at 90% of their income, and the average American citizen will be taxed at least 70% of their income. That's what they don't want you to know. Just saying. All right. Now, moving on. China's main manufacturing hubs reboot after virus shutdown. Hubs in East and South China are seeing hundreds of thousands of migrant workers returning to work and more traffic on the roads during rush hours. Ding, 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 ding. There it is right there. There it is right there. All right. When you hear news like that, it's telling you that the whole COVID-19 is over. People return to work in China, really? So then this is not a pandemic. If it was a pandemic, no matter how bad you wanted your economy not to screech to a halt, it would, and there'll be nothing you could do about it to get it back up and running again. I told you guys when this first started, I didn't think this was a pandemic. I thought this was a manufactured crisis. It's a real crisis, but it was manufactured. It's a weaponized drug. I've never seen a pandemic in the history of studying pandemics move so slowly in my life. It was moving like an elephant stuck in a swimming pool of molasses. How do you figure it's a pandemic? And people are dumb enough to say, yeah, this is a pandemic. If it was a pandemic, people would not be dropping by the hundreds. They'll be dropping by the tens of thousands a day. That's not happening. It's not a pandemic. It's like they want one so bad, but this is not a pandemic. If it was a pandemic, people all over the world would be scared to leave their houses. It's a pandemic when not just your neighbor across the street is dying, but you are also dying. People in your family start dying. Then it's a pandemic. This is not a pandemic. Okay? I'm just saying. Moving right along. Grab is raising $706 million from MUFG to roll out financial services. The Southeast Asian ride-hailing group is topping up its cash pile as it seeks to expand aggressively into financial services. Stocks are in flux. European equities fell with Germany's DAX down 0.3%, Britain's FTSE 100 down 0.6%, and the Euro Stoxx 50 down 0.4%. Asian indexes were mixed, with China's Shanghai Composite down 0.6% and Japan's Nikkei down 3.3%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng climbed 0.3%. U.S. stocks are poised to open higher. Futures underlying the Dow Jones Industrial Average and S&P 500 rose 0.4%, while NASDAQ futures rose 0.7%. It's a bumper day for earnings. Home Depot and Salesforce are the highlights. Look out for housing prices and consumer confidence figures. So data is a big deal this morning. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? All right. Got a question here. Dig and Doug are both up over 2%. Which one is not behaving? Well, no, that's a good question. Dig and Doug are really supposed to follow the crude oil futures, but its composite is more vast than just the crude oil futures. It looks to the manufacturing side of the oil and gas industry as well. So Dig and Doug is not necessarily going to move, tick for tick with oil. It has other things going on with it. And right now here on the open, Doug is off 16 cents while Dig is up 13 cents. So yeah, it's not, you're not going to get a tick for tack. If you want a more bang for your buck, something that really tracks the crude oil futures, you're going to want to trade ticker OIH, UCO, or USO. Those are better. All right, another one. Isn't Denmark socialist along with the rest of Europe? I have no idea. Good question, though. Let's see here. How would it look like if the estate tax was eliminated? Well, to my understanding and recollection, there was a time where you didn't really have to pay any estate tax. So to eliminate that, I think that would help out, but it would help out the more wealthier class than the poor people, because poor people don't have an estate. They don't really pass on anything to their children except for debt. So it wouldn't help the average man on the street, but it would help the rich. All right, here's another one. Dex, you're too dumb to know what Social Security is. Ha ha, as dumb as V. That's funny. I don't know if that was tongue in cheek or whatever, but okay, I'll take that. Let's see. All right. Yep. All you see while in socialist Denmark is murder and genocide. Who is doing the genocide all over the earth? I must say, that's another fact, man. When it comes to different types of governmental makeup, history shows that socialism always leads to tyranny. I mean, history is history. And what do they say? If we don't know our history, then we are destined to repeat it. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to deal with. All right. Let's see here. Moving right along. Oh, by the way, we just had the opening bell. So the markets are officially open at this point. All right. So let's move right on. I wanted to show you guys a little something on the charts. So let's do that. Okay. Pulling it up now. And here we go. Okay. So let's go with our crypto segment so you can know what's going on for today. All right, so we did have that primary crash alert in the Ripple. All right, so that's something that you're going to want to watch out for today. All right, we also have a primary crash alert in NEO. I wanted to show you that. That's this right here. All right, and we also have a primary crash alert in Litecoin. You can see that right here as well. And we also have Ethereum. Here's the Ethereum right here, crash alert. And as far as Dash is concerned, We have no alert, but it's looking like it may fall in sympathy with the other altcoins. So that's something that you're going to want to watch today, as that bearish weekly momentum is elongating. It's extending itself out further. All right. So you want to watch that. Even though there's no real momentum pickup, it's kind of consolidated around here. It's looking like it could roll over. So just be careful of that. Taking a look at Bitcoin Cash, primary crash alert, similar setups. These, the top altcoins tend to move in sync, sort of like the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell. All right. So I just want to throw that out there for you too. And then here's your Bitcoin. Okay. So keep an eye out for this today, because right now, as we speak, the Bitcoin composite futures is down 150 now. When we first started this pre-market PulseScan, it was only down like 15. So it is starting to escalate to the downside. So I wanted to show you that real quick. All right. So that's all I got for now. Let's see. Questions. Let's see what we got here. Oh, chain links. I'm going to look into that. We have been swamped, man, with rolling out these new product lines and things of that nature. So it's something I have in the back of my mind. I will work on that. That's one of my projects that I'm going to start working on. But my main goal has been making sure that the price triggers are on point each and every day, and been doing a lot of things behind the scenes. But I haven't forgot about you with your chain links. Matter of fact, I'm going to make another note to myself right now so I won't forget. So let's see, chain links, chain link. Okay. All right, crypto. All right. Add chain links. All right, that's on my to-do list. I have a very long to-do list. All right, what else we got? All right, let's see here. Bitcoin will be doing well as people flee the fall. Yep, that's true. I do anticipate that Bitcoin, and along with the altcoins and gold and silver, will benefit as the global equity markets truly turn into a corrective state, which they haven't yet. Okay. Isn't the COVID-19 exploding now, though, in the last few weeks? You know, that's what they say, and that's what they want you to believe, but I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't. It's not adding up. They keep throwing the word pandemic around like it's Kool-Aid, and that's not a pandemic. A pandemic is something that spreads so fast and it's so furious and it's so deadly that it almost has like 100% kill rate, and we're not seeing that. A pandemic, man, you scared to go outside because your neighbors are dropping like flies. I'm not seeing that, so I'm calling BS. And look who's telling you the story: the mainstream media, who's proven it, that they can't be trusted. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. President Trump is giving the farmers another bailout. What's your opinion about that? You know, again, the war on words, man. They have been so successful in changing everyday common words and giving new definitions to it that people don't think anymore. Okay, we don't have any farmers anymore in the US, not in the traditional sense. The farms are all controlled by super mega companies like Monsanto. All right. They control these big farms. It used to be you got little small mom and pop farms, and you got thousands of these farmers across the country. Man, they went out of business a long time ago. They all got bought out by Monsanto and other corporations. So it's a misnomer when they say farmer. They're not farmers. They're conglomerate. All right, they're food conglomerates. That's what they are. They control our food. Fortune 500 companies control our food supply. All right. And then they put their own people as head of the FDA. The FDA has had more ex-Monsanto employees and other big agribusiness backgrounds than any other government agency I can think of. All right. So that's what's up. Someone has another mark here. They're saying COVID-19 has a non-stable incubation rate of 27 days without symptoms. It cannot be quarantined. Good point. Like I said, there are too many things that don't add up with this whole COVID-19. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say it wasn't real. I didn't say people weren't dying. What I'm saying is I believe it was manufactured. I believe that this is a almost like a dry run, a live test of a weaponized virus. That's what I believe. Straight up. All right. So with that being said, folks, if you are a member of PulseWave Trading, be on the lookout for some stuff today in the trading room. I will post and let you know what's going on. I'm also looking to go shopping also. So I'll get my shopping list out for you and tell you what I'm looking at on today's reports. I think today is going to be a good day to go shopping, possibly. We'll see after the first hour of trading. I'll check back with you guys, after 10:30. And if you're not a member, you need to go to pulsewavetrading.com and sign up for that free account. We have some goodies for you, some welcome goodies. And then you can explore our super steep discount. You can get started trading with our PulseWave reports for as low as $69 a month. Those are the same charts, the algo charts that I show you. That's what the reports are made of. They're made of the algo charts. So you'll know when to enter and exit a market and at what price and when, what to look for on an intraday basis. And you get to have all those benefits, and it will not last for long. That $69 a month introductory rate is the lowest thing I've ever seen, and I'm probably insane for doing it. So I don't know how long it'll last, but take advantage while you can. And with that being said, I'll see you guys back here this evening for the end of day report. And the rest of you, I'll see you in the trading room. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back and make those profits. Ride those pulse waves, folks. PulseWaveTrading.com. Get yourself a 6-pack. Buy one for your friend. You know you thirsty. I'm out. Peace.